My name's Tom Chatfield and I'm an author and technology theorist. My key message has two parts. First, that we're entering into an age when technology itself is in increasingly direct competition with governments as the guarantor of value and as of currencies. And that secondly, the technologies underpinning things like Bitcoin, but by no means restricted to it, are going to radically reduce the friction attending currency transfers and international dealings. And this could in turn really shake up much of the established order around who controls the flow of money, what can be bought where, and how you can trace and control those lines of payment. One of the best things I've read recently, and I've been reading it slowly, is Daniel Kahneman's book, Thinking Fast and Slow, which is perhaps the seminal contemporary book of behavioural economics, and describes how we are not only not rational decision makers, but how even knowing about our own irrationalism doesn't stop us from behaving in exactly the same way and making the same mistakes again and again. I think the most frustrating thing in my field is that I'm constantly talking about technology, but I think it's only meaningful to do this if you put it in the context of society, of people, of politics, of geography. And yet everyone seems to want to talk about technology in isolation, as though it was just shiny gadgets and magical software that existed not in the real world. If I was Chancellor for the day, I think one of the few things I'd actually know how to do would be to try and shift the way we think about technology and policy. And rather than trying to do top-down big IT stuff that again and again doesn't deliver, I'd really try to switch that around and build things from the bottom up and get commercial partners and get people on the ground involved and see if I could put in place something that, rather than trying to solve huge problems with one great blow, would embrace the idea of iteration, of cumulative improvement, and of being transparent and open and honest about data and practices in the meantime. I've never read Adam Smith's On the Wealth of Nations, and I feel I kind of ought to, especially if I'm talking about economics. So hopefully in my cell I'd have time to get through most of that and make a few notes. I think if I was stuck in a tiny prison cell, I'd have to be sharing it with E.F. Schumacher, so he could talk to me about why small is beautiful and why being locked up maybe isn't so bad after all.